Advanced transcription number 8, speed 100 words per minute. Start. I would like to ask the House, can there be a severer indictment of the state of affairs in a university? And these are the considered opinions of persons who had first hand knowledge of the conditions in the university, and some of whose speeches made in other contexts have been quoted in support of the fact that the report is prejudicial. The present Vice Chancellor, about whom many things have been said, found the situation no better, and it was impossible for him to function effectively in this atmosphere of intrigue and power politics. It will thus be obvious that government held its hand for many years and did not take this extreme step till it was convinced that normal processes of administration were so powerless to cure the deep-seated malady. It was under these circumstances that the visitor appointed a high-powered committee consisting of two eminent vice-chancellors, an ex-chief justice of the Supreme Court, and two distinguished members of this parliament whose bona fides and educational and administrative experience are unquestionable. Their report is before the House. I must confess that I was deeply shocked when I first read the report. I could never believe that university, which was founded by one of the noblest sons of India and had achieved a high reputation, could come to such a pass. I would not like to take the time of the House by repeating all the things which have been said in the Mudaliar Committee's report. I would, however, invite your attention to a few salient and important points which have been made out in it. The university was not devoting itself to its main function, which is to pursue knowledge and to further and disseminate it. There are many instances in the report which clearly indicate that some of the professors of the university have completely lost sight of the main goal and were engaged in activities which brought discredit to the university. I have every respect for the freedom not only of academic institutions but also of the teachers, and how can it be otherwise when I have worked as a teacher all my life? But we must remember that teachers, like others, can enjoy freedom only to the extent that they show a due sense of responsibility in carrying out their obligations towards the students as well as the institutions and the public. The autonomy of the university is meant for the purpose of enabling it to carry out a specific mission, namely the communication and enlargement of knowledge. If the teachers neglect their duties and indulge in unsavory intrigues and careerism, the liberty passes over into license. No democratic society can be a party to this degeneration of the meaning of liberty. I should not like to give the impression to this House that there are no good teachers in the Banaras Hindu University. I have no doubt that the majority of the teachers would normally like to discharge their responsibilities consciously. It is perhaps a small proportion of teachers and others who exercise pressure tactics in the court and in the executive council for the promotion of their personal interests and vitiate the atmosphere of the university. This crisis would not have developed if the saner and well-meaning elements in the university had asserted themselves by standing up courageously against these dangerous trends and refusing to cooperate with their colleagues who were responsible for lowering the standards of professional integrity. The greatest need in our universities today is to create a healthy and courageous public opinion. For it, if it is not to be found in centers of learning, where else can we look for it? If the university authorities are compelled to take action against persons who are guilty of academic and moral offences, they would receive full moral support from the members of the faculty. It is only in this way that proper ethos could be developed in our institutions of higher learning. The reputation of a university rests on a spirit of disinterested scholarship and the healthy personal influence which its professors are able to exercise on the students. If this spirit is maintained, the university authorities will be able to guard the integrity of its work and discipline and protect its academic and moral values. As I have said, it is not a pleasant thing for government that it should have to intervene in the affairs of the universities. But what is the government to do when the university authorities find themselves unable to deal with people who are constantly guilty of professional incompetence and lack of integrity and thus vitiate the academic atmosphere? In such circumstances, it is the duty of the government to ensure that the institutions of higher learning which are financed by public funds give the high quality of educational services till we reach that stage wherein they become an honorable section of our community enjoying the same status as other sections of the community, not only in law but also in fact. This type of protection will become necessary, and as long as this protection is necessary, certain risks will have to be taken with regard to the separation and reservation of constituencies for these weaker sections of our community. Therefore, while the risks are there, this particular bill is in response to the wishes of the people concerned are and therefore has to be welcomed. Sir, one word more regarding the amendment of my friend and I have done. That amendment seeks that before the delimitation takes place, a committee should be appointed to advise the Election Commission in the manner in which this delimitation should take place. I am afraid, sir, I am not in agreement with the suggestion made therein. Ultimately, we have to trust the Election Commission as an impartial body. They will be guided by the instructions that have already been given in this bill and will do its best to act according to these instructions. If we do not trust the Election Commission, democracy in this country will not be able to flourish at all.